What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. I'm your host, Harold Sullivan, and that's the latest new song for the SPP band called Man on a Mission. And it's going to be a new theme song here. And thanks to Scott Ennis for doing the Scooby Doo voices and whatnot in the past for us. And if you want to check out other songs I've been doing and other podcast episodes, please check out the Sullivan Project podcast on YouTube, Harold Sullivan 78, TikTok, Harold Sullivan 78, and Facebook, Harold Sullivan period 35. You can email hs1978. That's hs1978 2015 at outlook.com. You can call the show 724-513-1472. Leave a message if you want to be a guest, audio or video, or if you just want to, do comments, like, shares, or if you want to say, get something out, or you want us to say something for you, you know, we appreciate it. Nothing for sale here. Everyone has a story. You can't judge a book by its cover. And I lost my sight over 3 years ago, and I was born with an autoimmune disease. I wasn't supposed to make it long. I've been in a wheelchair since I was around 10, a power wheelchair, and I'm 45. And we all have stuff. So on here we talk about everything: paranormal, supernatural, metaphysical, spiritual, and then just movies and TV, sports, entertainment, life, problems, animals, food, whatever. Just this is a place to just chill and talk. But yeah, we're gonna do time travel again here. I did a couple more episodes on time travel recently, and then some movies and some couple of audiobook reviews here. So see, audiobook reviews. Of course, one of them was another. It was called Quantum on Google Play. It's just about quantum physics, or it's very confusing. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute with the time travel. Good book though, about 8 hours or so. And then one called Walking with the Shadows, or Walking the Shadows, a complete guide to shadow people, which is very good. It's available on audio and print. And it talks about shadow people from being anything from uh, glitches, future people, aliens, just energy repeats. Like, there's just so many different theories, and it's all possible. There's so much going on right now that if we could see every level that there is, I mean, we wouldn't be able to deal with it. That's why this is like the Matrix, literally. If you look up the simulation, check out what simulation means, and it's exactly what we're living in. If you break it down. So we got those two books, and then the Incredible Hulk, uh, Trial of the Incredible Hulk. I reviewed the Return of the Incredible Hulk recently. There's 3 TV movies, late 80s, early 90s, from the Incredible Hulk TV show, which were good movies. Like I said, the Incredible Hulk never gets his own good movie. Even now, you know what I mean? I've been sick with kidney stones the last few weeks, y'all. I didn't eat for 4 or 5 days straight. I think that's what it was anyway, and I just started feeling better. My God, I've been getting them since I was 16. So, like I said, we all got stuff, but I'm still going here. You know what I mean? Loving light. I just want to love unconditionally, and I want people to love me. Send me hugs and kisses. For this, help me get better, people, and I want to help y'all get better. I offer free readings. I do tarot, astrology, numerology, nothing crazy, whatever bad, negative, only love. And I just did one on Jesus recently, actually. I never thought of that before, but so check that out, a podcast about Jesus, astrology. So, but yeah, so the Trial of the Incredible Hulk actually brings Daredevil in, which is cool because, yeah, it was like they were almost putting the Avengers together back then. They had Thor and the Trial, or the Return of the Incredible Hulk. And then you have Daredevil, who actually uh, is going to help Banner because Banner is going to go to court for murder, and Banner's like, I can't trial, I can't stand trial. He doesn't want anybody to know who he is. And then, of course, Daredevil figures out who he is later on, kind of, when he realizes he changes in that. But it was very good. I don't know what I'd give that a rating. Probably 7 out of 10. Just like the first one. And the third one I can't get right now on demand, or I probably can, but I'd have to buy it. So, but I'll check. But check back for that. So the Trial of the Incredible Hulk, and then before that you have the Return of the Incredible Hulk. Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno. I mean, it was cheesy with Lou Ferrigno being painted green, but it was so cool the way that the boots ripped and the shirt ripped and the eyes changed green first. You always knew he was going to pop up and his eyes would be green way before he changed. And just the way they made him change was almost like the American werewolf type. They were the first to use that stop motion frame by, like just cut frame by frame, have the camera on the same angle. It works well. So, and we're going to be talking about more supernatural here soon. And so we got, see here. Oh, some paranormal things have been happening to me lately. Of course, the computer's talking to itself. Right now, it's awfully quiet. Nobody's actually here in the house, though, but me and the dog and cats. So, but uh, one night I felt something tap the bottom or the top of the bed, basically like something grabbing the mattress and just shaking it real quick to get my attention. And then the bottom, of course, I don't see nothing because it's 3 or 4 a.m. and I'm laying there. And then I was listening to my audio Bible. I was listening to that, and I'm in that for the 16th time now, a little over 3 years. King James Version, 87 hours. I recommend it. Like I said, the Bible, like I always say, the Bible is not meant to take word for word, but it's something. It's a roadmap. It's something to start with. It's 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 good. It's light, love and light. Even though a lot of it is twisted around by man, and a lot of the words don't even mean what they're supposed to mean, and so there can be many different interpretations. For instance, Lucifer means light or light giver. Nothing was ever said about him being bad. So you think about that. Uh, what was I going to say here? Where we went there. Oh, and then yeah, so I was listening to the audio Bible, and I was hearing bells and like music, and there is no soundtrack. Uh, so imagine it's 87 hours, but there's different voices for so many chapters. So, but yeah, and I've heard that a few times, even without anything playing through the speakers. I've heard just like church, or you just know what it is. It's some kind of bells or church or heavenly music. And if you hear that, that's usually angels too. I've talked about that before. That's a sign of an angel or angels being around. Hey Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Time Travel 3 Friday the 13th Replay Bad Bill's Bible Course Miracles.
Ziggy,
Is that
stop.
the one you want to delete?
Ziggy, stop. Uh, A Course in Miracles. I finished that audio book 49 hours. Uh, I've got that. That was one of the first audio books I've gotten. I've listened to several hundred in the last few years, just since I lost my sight again. But it was just took me now just to get it. It was the right time to get to it. You know what I mean? But 49 hours, it's an accomplishment. But I've been through the Bible 87 hours 15 times now. So, but very good. And the only way I can explain it is just to listen to it. I believe it's called The Course in Miracles, or just type in Course in Miracles, and it's all about love and light, same thing. Uh, and it just teaches you to be a better person and what things are and how they should be, and how you should react and how you shouldn't, and why we're here, kind of. And it's very good. Okay, so let's get to Friday the 13th. When I was kind of in and out of it a few days ago, I checked out Friday the 13th 3D again, the original one from the 80s. Friday the 13th, part 3D. I never got to see it in 3D. I was a kid when that came out originally. Chris may have. He was a little older, a couple of years older than me. I was probably 8, 9 at the time, so I don't know. But and it was on, and so I checked it out for. I probably had seen it 30 sometimes when I had my sight, and so now it's a couple of times I've listened to it with no sight. So I'll give it a review about 7 out of 10 now. Again, I got this 7 going with these stuff. But it's good, you can tell where they set up certain things for 3D. You can even see the strings in the camera and stuff. It's kind of cheesy. But again, for the 80s, what are you going to do? Uh, I just there's certain things I like they're about to run every old guy, and he's like Shelly's like, what's this? And it's like it's an eye. He's like, it's an eyeball, Shelly. He's not afraid to pick up an eyeball. And the old man's like, there were other parts of the body. It's like it's creepy, scary, but that's the way those movies were. And the one girl, uh, it's weird how she shows up at the lake years later after she got hurt or almost attacked by Jason a few years earlier. But the Jason at that time would have been wearing different clothes in part two. I don't know. But there's a little bit of time stuff in there, but that's how they did those movies. I think Friday the 13th Part 3 might even be. Actually, it is, which doesn't make sense why he has a different outfit uh, in the beginning of it and in her dream. Because at the end of this is picks up right after part two. I think it's on the same weekend, so it's actually not even Friday the 13th. It's like Saturday the 14th. There's a few that did that actually. If you don't know, you won't know unless you're a big fan. But it's good. Friday the 13th Part 3, and then they even had a cool soundtrack. Uh, you know, at the beginning, and they played it in one of the scenes when Shelly and this girl go to the store, and it's on the radio, kind of. Which they did in Part 6 when Alice Cooper's man behind the mask. He's back. So, little tidbits for you there. You see, we got the books and we got the movies. And we're going to talk a little bit about time travel. Hey, Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Sorry, I didn't find anything named Sticks.
Ziggy, what are my stickies?
I found 14 notes.
Yeah, lyrics.
First note, Time Travel 3, Friday the 13th, 3 play Bad Bills, Bible Course
Ziggy,
Miracle.
stop. Okay. So, time travel. We've done books, movies, all kinds of stuff earlier about it. I mentioned some other books, of course, The Time Machine. There's books called Time Travel History. There's Time Travel A to Z. There's Time Traveler, which is real. It's nonfiction, and it's about a scientist who's trying to actually. He says they can transport information into the future now in 1 second. Somehow they're able to do that. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's all kind of a couple other audio books, and then I got some quantum ones, quantum philosophy, quantum physics for beginners. So those are all available in audio if you want any of that stuff. And then you got there's we don't need roads. It's a guide to the Back to the Future trilogy. If you want to check that out, it's an audio book and it's available in print. Very good. We don't need roads. It's called. And so I haven't talked about ways to time travel. So we think about different ways. There's machines, of course. There's objects. Well, I guess that could be a machine, but an object, maybe a place. There could be certain places that, like the Bermuda Triangle or something. Uh, let's see here. Maybe a wish. Reading, like in the butterfly effect. When a dude reads in the book, he can go back into the pages. So there's all kinds of ways to time travel in books, movies, real life. Now they're saying, oh, let me talk about these quantum books. The only thing I've learned about Schrodinger's cat is one thing, and then some kind of two-slot thing where you sent the neutron, whatever things through. And I mean, this stuff, quanta, is very. And then they actually have nanobites and things that only existed in Spider-Man and all these other we thought were not real. Gamma rays, uh, particle waves. These things are all real, and it's dangerous because they're going to manipulate these things, and they might open up some kind of thing into something one day, even if it's not on purpose, like sliders. Go check that out. It's not a time travel, but it's they go into alternate dimensions. Great show. I reviewed the first season of that recently. Uh, that was Jerry O'Connell back in the '90s, I believe. But yeah, so they're really messing with stuff now, and they're able to split things down to the smallest little thing now. which is quanta, I guess. And there's other things, and there's entanglement, and there's the string theory. And Schrodinger's cat is basically a cat in a box with a bomb. Okay, and if you don't open the box, the cat is alive and dead, which is I don't know how you, yeah, because you don't know whether the bomb like it survived or didn't, or the bomb went off or not. So somehow that's quantum physics. Uh, Very confusing, right? But quantum leap is another way. They just get into a thing and leap into bodies, right? Sam Beckett, TV show. But that's how I think it would more be like where time travel would be more like just in your minds. It's like Total Recall, maybe that movie. Uh, you could go to a place and just maybe you can see other people's minds and tap into their memories too. But it had to be in your own mind and memory, because if you traveled, it would be your past and your future, not everyone's, because everyone's reality is different. You can't just actually step out into a different thing. I don't believe. We time travel every day, all day when we think about a certain memory or something, or we hear a song that reminds us of the past. And we feel that moment again that we felt before, or we taste the food and have that memory. We're actually there again, and we can see it sometimes clear. If you have things like me, and you can do in your third eye, and you can actually see a picture clear as day. And now I'm glad because I'm blind, but now God's given me other sights. Oh man. But we're going to be wrapping up this time travel, and we had some Friday the 13th. Chris was feeling a little down there, but I talked to him, and hopefully he'll be up. And I'm trying. I told him, I said, we lost touch for over 30 some years, dude, but we can't do that no more. You know, he his mom is the only one that's left in his family. His dad passed. He never had brothers or sisters. He never been married. He never drove, really, Chris. And we went to disability school when we were young. But check out previous podcasts for that. So I love y'all. Love is a choice, and so is the hate. Remember that. You have free will. You can't go around and blame this and this and that when you mess it up because you have the free will. God doesn't control everything. Okay? Or maybe he does. I don't know. But the whole thing is it's free will, and if you make a mistake, don't expect him to come in and clean it up if you haven't learned from it. Oh man. Love y'all. Love is a choice, and so is the hate.